So, finally got cold down here in the south, and I've had this heater I wanted to test out. First time to unbox it, put the exhaust on, breather, which I decided to clamp onto the back. Got some batteries hooked up to this little heater, and I've got a dryer vent duct hose here into the tent. Mainly I want to see how hot this hose gets. I don't want to burn the tent. I'm going to be checking temperatures on the hose. Of course, I'll check temperatures inside the tent versus outside. Let's turn it on first and see what it does. I don't know if you can see that. I want to see what it does if I just turn it on. And apparently nothing. So I guess that's how you set the time. There's the pump priming, so it's doing it on its own. Just kind of leave it alone. Well, while it primes, you can hear the pump. We can check some temps, let's say on the hose. It's reading 41 degrees. Same up here. So obviously pretty cold at this point. Doing something. We're in the tent. Figured I'd check the, there is some air coming out of the vent here. And it's reading 50. We'll have to see if it keeps heating up in here. Inside the tent, it's about 52 degrees, which is about ambient temperature. Really blowing some air now, and smells like a heater kicking on, just like on a house, a furnace. Temperatures went up just a tiny bit. Well, not there we go. 86 degrees, guys. $90 degrees. 95. It's feeling quite warm in this tent. Very cozy. See how hot the hose is getting on the outside. The outside of the hose is still is 55 or 53. At this section, still in the 50s, 40s to 50s. Let's see the exhaust. Not too bad. Put in my hand. Right about there I can feel some warmth, but it's not gonna be to where I can't hold it. A little closer, and then yeah, right there, I would not want to keep it there too long. So we're talking about a foot from the exhaust. Fairly mild. So essentially I was worried about any of the surrounding woods or anything catching on fire. As long as you're a foot or more, it's just going to be warm. Not bad at all. We'll see if I can show you the settings here. It says H3. Let's bring it down to 1. I can hear the pump slowing down. I think that's going to be a little bit lower there, which is where we want, because right now that tent is hot. Let's go back in there and check things out. Okay, we're in the tent again. I turned the heater down to its lowest setting. I believe that would be H1 on mine. It may be different from heater to heater. And right now coming from inside that hose is 107.5. to 108. Feels good in here. The vent hose is not hot at all. It's just fairly warm, lukewarm, I would say. Feels cozy in here. I'm gonna let the temperature continue to drop here. I'm gonna let it keep running, and as the temperature continues to drop, we'll see how it maintains the tent. As far as tapping, it's not too annoying. I think it would be okay. Most of the times when we're camping in the woods, there's a lot more noise just from the natural environment. Actually, I think I could be lulled to sleep with that, especially if it's nice and warm in here. I'll continue to test it as the temperature continues to drop, and we'll see how it keeps and maintains the tent. Well, so far so good. On the outside, the hose is just warm to the touch. It is a pretty long hose. I got 25 feet. Didn't know what my setup would be, or circumstances from time to time might require me to have more or less, but I think for future reference, I may actually put it on the toolbox. I just want to make sure this thing wasn't going to catch on fire. Put the exhaust away from the truck, and we may be set. Or I may just continue to leave it like this, just shorten the hose. That would probably help with the heat if it was super cold on the outside. And by the way, those fuel tanks are empty. I wouldn't put a hot hose without knowing with full tanks. Like I said, this is just a tryout. I'm at home. So far, I'm very happy with it. Not too loud. I did charge these batteries. They were 20 amp per hour batteries, 12 volt batteries that I got from work. They were gonna throw them out. And I've only got 2 hooked up right now. We'll see how they do. And I only filled it up to, about halfway, just to test it out. Let's see what the screen is reading. It is on H1. And I think it is lowest setting. Mainly I want to do this video to do the precautionary issues with the hose, the exhaust. So far I'm very happy with it. Almost forgot to mention, my heater came with a remote. You slide it down, you got a off, on, plus or minus, and it actually works. Not too bad. You can hear the pump getting faster. There we go. That's an H3 from H1. And back down. Works awesome. So I was sitting here looking at the heater, very happy with it. I realized, let's put it on high. See how hot the actual hose gets, and make sure that we don't burn something. What if I need it on high? That's how loud it is. You can see the pump much faster, or you can hear it. As far as about the same as when it was on the lower settings. The exhaust itself gets pretty hot, so you wouldn't want to touch it 300 degrees. But like any exhaust, any muffler, that's what they do. They get hot. Pipe is 86. About 100 degrees there. As far as the hose, still maintaining fairly cool in the 60s. The outside temperature is definitely keeping that pipe very cool. Let's find out if we can. Ooh, it's getting pretty hot in here. Not bad. There's a 100. course, the walls of the tent are still in the 60s. It's definitely way warmer. It feels about 75 to 80 degrees in here. I would actually definitely have to put it on low setting or open some of these windows for even more ventilation. Alright guys, as the temperature continues to drop, I'll keep you all updated. It's now pretty dark, and had to turn the lights on the tent. Basically, it is pretty chilly out here. It's in the 40, 41, maybe 39 degrees. Let's look inside the tent. Feels good in here. Air's still nice and warm. Actually coming out at 100 degrees there. So it's still doing quite well. And it feels comfortable in here. Now I've got it on kind of a low setting, H2. And in the tent it is, let's see, about 69, almost 70 degrees, which is pretty darn comfortable. I'm gonna say 69. I think if we can get down to 39, 30 degrees and still maintain 60 to 70 degree in here, or even 55 would be a comfortable temperature. So definitely these heaters work. I definitely would recommend them. And I think I could even get more efficiency out of this heater. I have a very long 25-foot hose. This was just a test. I think if I shorten it and maybe put it on the toolbox a lot closer to the truck, the heat would be even more intense. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. I know it wasn't in depth as far as how to use the heater per se. It was more about concerns about the hose getting hot and burning the tent, or just how the heater, you know, our surroundings would be as far as the exhaust and how hot it would get, and how it would feel in the tent in 40 degree weather or even colder. And definitely worth you know, spending the $100 on one. Hopefully it was helpful. Y'all subscribe and like, and we'll continue to make more videos.